The grueling, back-breaking work of keeping close to 500,000 people alive. This is beyond an emergency. This is a race, a rush to beat back the vast swaths of hunger. Several time zones away from the world's top headlines. They're lining up in the heat, standing for hours with no water or food. But with a little patience, he says, no one would walk away empty-handed. Mohammed Idris sustains himself with the hope of providing for a household of 10. There's no rice or lentils in my home, he says, and he has no money. More than 430,000 people have so far come into this country. They're lined up here because almost every single one of them is dependent on handouts.
So the scale is just vast. There's so many people here, most of them women and very young children.
It's hard to appreciate just how huge the influx into Bangladesh is without seeing it. An exodus of such vast proportions that in the border region there are people just everywhere. The army only now called in to try to contain the chaos. The camps that first went up to house the earlier arrivals quickly acquire suburbs. A maze of extensions, seemingly always a step ahead of official plans. Ravaged by the trauma of persecution and escape, they're now exposed to new risks: disease, the monsoon rains, and the relentless temperatures. I can't stay inside because of the heat, she says. The vulnerability, the desperation play out on every corner. The burden just too much for this little girl. One of more than 90,000 stateless children with no access to schooling, most of whom with zero medical attention.
Most urgent is sanitation and medical facilities. These are the urgency.
The urgency underlines everything here. The poor turning to a poor country for help. And with so many lives at stake, for now, no is not an option. Nala Ayed, CBC News, Ukia District, Bangladesh.